We're here at 14,115 feet with the Grand Marshal of the Broadmoor Pikes Peak Hill Climb, brought to you by Gran Turismo, Hurley Haywood. You said your first words when the door opened were, "I've done a lot of crazy things, but man, that was something." Tell me about this experience.
Well, it was unique. I've been, in a lot of race tracks all over the world, but Pikes Peak is something that everybody's heard about, but nobody has a concept of what it's like to run up the hill. It was exhilarating. It was, this was my first run up, so the time is not going to be too good, but it was just an experience that is once in a lifetime.
A lot of us are very familiar with your racing career. We've seen you all over the world. We've seen you race at night. We've seen you do all of these things, the iconic motorsports moments. How does this compare to the things you've done in your professional career?
Well, in racing on road courses, you're familiar with the track. You can get lots of practice, and you've done it for, I've been on these racetracks for 40 years. And it's just kind of, you take one or two laps and then you've got it down pat and you're right back to your time. Here, because of the limited time you get to practice, the guys that are able to come back every year, year after year, really have a handle on what it's all about. But, so many of these crests are, you're just looking up at the sky and you go, Christ, I don't want to look too far to my right because that's, 3,000 feet down the mountain. So it's really intimidating. I've scared myself in race cars before, but this, almost every turn is a scary thing, when you're not used to it. So I patted myself on the back. I made it up without making any mistakes, and that's good.
They gave you a pretty incredible piece of machinery to experience this hill. Talk about the car a little bit.
Yeah, this Taycan turbo is unbelievable. It never lost power going up. It's electric. You got 750 horsepower in this baby. You've got, four-wheel drive. It's just a very controllable car. And I found that, if you just leave it on the normal setting on the suspension, it's quite bumpy up on the top section. And, we're sort of bouncing all over the road. But it's a supreme confidence. This car, under any kind of circumstance, gives you a lot of confidence, and that's what the Taycan is all about.
Last question. I'm sure as you were coming up, you were at least aware of these fans that got here at 3 a.m. and slept in their cars and did all these things just to experience this event. What are the emotions that you have as a racing driver seeing fans committed to a sport like this?
Well, it's incredible. When we came up this morning, I think like maybe 4 o'clock, and there was literally 7 miles of cars waiting to get in. And luckily we had, Fred Veach on board, and he sort of opened the doors for us, so we went right up to the top. But these are hardcore fans. When you see them lugging all their seats and their tents and all that stuff up these mountains, and it's pretty high up here. So you really got to be in good shape to be a fan of Pikes Peak, I'll tell you.
Well, congratulations. Such a wonderful experience for you, and welcome to the top.
Thanks. I appreciate it.